right.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. Receive this word, my man.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right. You celebrate Christmas, don't you, brother?
Yes, you do.
That is a white holiday.
White holiday.
Black power.
Black is power.
Black power.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
Black is power.
Black is power. Oh, man. Brother, can I speak to you, please, man? Lost another one. Do you feel as this is right?
Yeah, it's my girl, bro.
Boys, you need to come join us, bro.
That's right.
You need to come join us.
That's right.
That's right.
We are not equal.
We are.
That's right.
Our ancestors did not live for this.
That's right.
Poison. 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 Poison.
You will not stop our brothers or sisters from the Constitution. That's right. That's right.
I'd rather be in the cell than to be in hell. That's right. Free man.
Free man.
Free man.
Free man.
Free man.
Free man. That's right. John in the window, chapter 16. That's right. A white man will beneath, okay, beneath emancipated souls. That's right. That's right.
How can I help you, sir?
I do not need help. I will assist myself. What form of payment for this, please?
Whatever is easy for you.
Is it because my skin is black?
We out here bringing our people back to the law, statutes, and commandments, man. We do not follow rules made by white men. Damn right. We do not follow rules made by white men. You are not a sister, and you will not proceed to be a sister.
I'm sorry.
That's right.
That's right.
Now.
That's right.
Now.
That's right.
Now.
That's right. That's right. Who is your master? Who is your master?
What y'all doing after that? Is that the party or something? What's your name in fantasy?
Marley.
Bullshit.
You thinking hell?
That's dope.
Black man.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
All right, hey, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, want to give our praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruach HaKodesh. Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and safety to the Lord's elect. It's the brother Yeshaya, and I'm sure brothers already seen this video, man, of the comedian Druski. Basically condemning himself, man. Okay, now Druski, pretty funny cat. I ain't gonna lie. He has some skits that cracked me up. But this one right here, man, this isn't a laughing matter. Of course, we would joke, we would, laugh like, okay, yeah, you got it. But the thing is, the Lord is not laughing, okay? And, of course, they are basing this off of one of the most popular Hebrew Israelite groups that go totally off, but, the IUIC, Israel United in Christ, which we don't even really use that word. That word Christ simply means anointed, Hamashiach in the Hebrew. All right. So to say a Christian is to say a Hamashiachim, or Hamashiachins, But anyway, man, this dude is through. All right, Druski, you're Thruuuski. Just like the the guy. I recently found out that it was fake, but the guy that was confronting the dude in the fast food at work said, "Boy, you're through. I'm a real N-word, boy. I'm a street N-word, boy. Boy, you're through." Hey, Druski, you're through. That was it, man. You condemned yourself. You didn't learn from Ricky Harris. You didn't learn from Mike Epps, which Mike Epps later came around and apologized. You didn't learn, man. Okay? And you're going to have to go. Now, I don't know if this was, a suicidal thing because, I know he dealing with demons plaguing him because he used to be hand in hand with Diddy. Okay? He used to be at Diddy's house. Okay? We didn't take anything from it then because he was, a comedian and he was joking around his house. But like, what are you doing at Diddy's house now? Hindsight, it's like, man, what the hell was you doing, bro? What are you doing? And we know what he was doing. All right, freaking off. But, man, he's through. And to make fun of the prophets, man, hey, you better off finding something safe to do, man. Just like in his last skit, all right, the one that was viral where he did whiteface and he dressed as a a hillbilly or whatnot, or a NASCAR, one of those Joe Six Pack, so-called white boys, man. Hey, you're through, boy. You go find something, go find something safe to do. And this was definitely not it, man. So, man, unless you repent, you are done. You are through. And the Lord, man, the Lord can get you in ways you can never imagine because he created you, and he can use your worst fear that he put inside you to fear and bring it up against you, man. So you don't know what you're against, man. And the Lord doesn't take kindly, offending his little ones or mocking, all right, and scoffing. Okay, you're better off just being in the world and doing what you do. But, without further ado, hey, this is Druski is Thruuuski, right? Proverbs 1 and 20. Proverbs, the first chapter, 20th verse. Wisdom crieth without, she uttereth her voice in the streets. She crieth in the chief place of concourse, in the openings of the gates. In the city she uttereth her words, saying, how long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. So how long are people going to be, scorning and mocking, man, especially at this level? Now, of course, they might think it's a light thing, or they really not doing anything in their mind with disrespectful, just a parody, right? But still, though, this is serious business, and the Lord does not play. Okay, so there's no telling, man. Like I said, that comedian Ricky Harris, he did it before, and look what happened to him. And then Mike Epps, I don't know if he repented, but he's still alive. Maybe the Lord is saving him from a nuke. Maybe he's saving Druski for a nooski. You never know. Okay, but just to do that, man, you have no fear of the Lord, and the Lord's gonna come down on you unless you repent, man. And wow, like I said, I think it might be, him wanting to take himself out, DEATH by, like how they do by police. But hey, death by scorning, man. Cause damn, hey, man, hey, this goes to show you that our people don't fear the Lord, man. All right, and of course, all right, these guys, the IUIC, the Purple and Gold boys, Purple and Gold Rangers, they go off, but at least they're out there preaching the word. Okay, like when the disciples came and they said, hey, they're out here, preaching in your name, like, hey, they can't be against us, they're for us, pretty much. So, at least they're out there pushing the word and waking Israel up. All right, we don't like the ways that they're going about it, starting with the apostles on down, because they actually know the actual leader. But it's off, man. We don't use bullhorns. We don't do the things that they are portraying. Okay, we don't chase people down the street. We don't just pick certain, mixed biracial couples, if you call it, whatever they call it, mixed couples or whatever, and say, hey, man, hey, we actually applaud that. Hey, if you a black man and you got you a little snow bunny or something like that, you playing in the snow, hey, by all means, do your thing, man, because these black women, they're wicked right now. They're wicked, man. All right, the curses are upon them, and it's gonna reach the full fruition, okay, of them being wicked and them being humbled in a otherworldly way, okay, and we're seeing glimpses of that now. So, yeah, and the way that we teach is how the Lord, ordained us to teach, right? Because the scriptures say what? In the book of Isaiah, chapter 58, verse 1, cry aloud and spare not. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet and show my people their transgression and the house of Jacob their sins. So, yes, we do, raise our voices, okay, at times when the spirit is on us. But for the most part, man, brothers are just out there to do the work, go home safely and soundly, back to our families, doing the whole husband, dad thing. Okay, just like Denzel said, let's just go ahead, do what we got to do, and go back home and do the whole husband girlfriend thing. We doing the whole husband wife, dad thing, whatever it is. If brothers got females to go back to. So yeah, man. So, and he's just mocking, basically mocking Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah. And this is not a game, okay? This is not a game. So you're better off just, trying. But I also listened to the Elder Monoctazak Bob's video today, and basically he was set up to do that shit. Somebody, gave him a script and said, yeah, this is your next task. Because it's getting hot. The Hebrew Israelite thing is getting hot. It's getting heavy. It's getting popular, for good and bad. Okay? Good because it's awakening, our people. And, for the bad, so to say, is the persecution that's to come and how they're setting things up to, come after us. But, man, we're not afraid, man. We trust in Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. So, hey, y'all gonna come, y'all do what y'all gotta do, man. The Lord gonna give us a mouth. We're not even gonna think about what we're gonna say in that day, man. How much more what we're gonna do. Psalms 22:6. But I am a worm and no man, a reproach of men and despise of the people. All they that see me laugh me to scorn. They shoot out the lip, they shake the head, saying, he trusted on the Lord that he would deliver him. Let him deliver him, seeing he delighted in him. So, these people, they're doing this, we done heard, where's your son, God? Where's your God? Why are you doing this? You could be doing anything else on a Saturday, on a Sunday, or whatever. Why are you wearing that dress? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Hey, man, we believe in the Lord, and hey, that scorn is just part of it. Okay, all of us brothers have been through, scorn, mocking, teasing. Okay, but did we let that deter us from being off the street corners? No. Some weak-minded individuals may have. I don't know any of them, but, as far as the brothers that I know, we still going, man, no matter what. Okay, and that test was over with, at the beginning. When we first started teaching, when you first came out of this world, and you never thought that you would be on the street corners or on the highways and the byways preaching the gospel, and there you are, and it can be like a shock. It's a culture shock. Okay, it going from one way of life to a complete, I don't even call it a 360. It's like a 720, 1080. You know what I'm saying? But hey, the Lord got it to where brothers push through, and now it's just it's just another day at the office when we go out to the highways and the byways, man. We don't even think about that anymore. All right, but nonetheless, it doesn't feel good to be scorned. Okay, especially as a man, as a Hebrew man, you don't want to be scorned. Nobody likes to be scorned. Okay, that's a shame, a tactic of shame. Okay, that people will use to try to shame you from scorning and mocking, man. All right, and hey, Druski, man, boy, you're Thruuuski. That's why the Lord said, pray not for these people, man. You're going to wax worse and worse until they're destroyed. And that's the only remedy. The whole head is sick, like the book Isaiah says. 2 Peter 3:3. Knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lusts, and saying, where is the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of the creation. So there you go. And that's what they're spiritually doing. And they actually say it sometimes. Where's your, why did he let us go into slavery? Or why did he let us kill each other in the street and do that and do this? Hey, man, y'all don't understand the ways of the Lord, man. We're understanding the ways of the Lord because he's given us, certain criteria to go by. Okay. And we understand, for the most part, what we need to maneuver through this world, man, this wicked world. We don't, man's goings of the Lord. I mean, as the heavens are higher than the earth, so is the ways of the Lord. Roughly paraphrasing. So, hey, we don't know everything yet. That morning star, it's not in our heart yet, man. Okay, Yahushua is the bright and morning star, but he's going to give us, that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, the full fruition of it. Once, Lord willing, as being the hopeful elect, we get into the second covenant and actually get consecrated into the second covenant, or actually a consecration happens in the secret chambers, which is, those, the elect getting beamed up and changed in the twinkling of an eye to the spiritual bodies. Okay, so right now we're in a grace and mercy period. All right, so man, hey. Knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers walking after their own lusts and saying, where's the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of the creation. And if our people really believed, it wouldn't be selling out, painting their, dyeing their hair blonde, bending up, do whatever they got to do, to appease Esau for some ducats, for some money, fiat currency, man. 1 Corinthians 1 and 21, for after that, in the wisdom of the Most High, that the world by wisdom knew not God. It pleased God by the foolishness of preaching to save them that believe. So, yes, this might seem foolish, brothers out there in respective camps with the priestly royal garment on, okay? Bringing out the word as we were instructed. All right, that was the guidelines that our apostles has bestowed down upon us from their elders. Okay, we have entered into other man's labors, so that is the criteria. All right, we're not out there with fringes on our shirt. We're not out there with baseball caps. We're out there with pants. We're out there with shoes. Okay, loins and our loins girt. I mean, we don't really gird up our loins, like tie them up, but spiritually, all right, we're out there. It's a serious thing being on the highways and byways, man. And pretty soon, hey, brothers are gonna see if brothers don't already know. I'm talking about for brothers that don't think that it's that serious or think that this is a game, because this is not a game. This is deadly serious, man. All right. 2 Chronicles. Salaki. 2 Chronicles 36 and 16. But they mocked, Salaki, verse 15, and the Lord Yahweh, power of their fathers, sent to them by his messengers, rising up betimes and sending, because he had compassion on his people and on his dwelling place. But they mocked the messengers of the Most High, and despised his words and misused his prophets, until the wrath of the Lord Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai arose against his people, till there was no remedy. So, hey, man, you people going to be in pitiful case when the Lord really brings down that hammer of judgment, and all that scoffing and mocking is going to go out the window. It's going to be crying, begging. You're going to be looking pitiful in the face, crying bitterly like your father Esau, the devil. You know what I'm saying? Like when he lost his birthright. Just imagine all the tears and stuff that, and how he tried to supplications, through tears. Bring supplications through tears. No, man. All right. We ain't even going to be trying to hear that in that day. The Lord going to put a cold spirit on his men. He might slap you the fuck up and tell you, hey, man the fuck up and take your judgment like a man. Get the fuck out of our face, You never know what's going to happen, man. All right. But yeah, man, misuse the prophets. And the Lord had, man, plenty mercy. All right. More mercy than, he needed to have. But the Lord, he does what he wants, man. All right, so, hey, and he's overly justified when he brings health and calamity to this place, man. And this is the last one because, hey, this is offensive. This could be offensive. This is actually offensive to the little ones, but the thing is, we don't get emotional and get mad, Of course, we're angry, but, it's like, all right, you just a little peon. You're going to get fucked up, and then business goes on as usual. Matthew 18 and 6, but whoso shall offend one of these little ones which believe in me, it were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck and that he were drowned in the depth of the sea. So there you go. All right. And, you offend the sincere little ones, the ones that are actually doing the work. All right. By mocking them. All right. Mocking, how they bring the word out. The silly catchphrases. Okay, yeah, of course we say, you say that's right a lot, but, it's phased out now. The Lord had it to where, hey, certain things we just, just is phased out, okay? Certain groups still use it, but it's more of a gimmick at this point now, and in likewise fashion, it got mimicked or gimmicked by Thruuuski, a.k.a. Druski. So that's it. I'm going to end it with that. Lord willing, it was edifying. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakha HaKodash. Double honors due to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders, the great millstone, who do rule well. Peace, love, salutations, and blessings to the Lord's elect. Shalom.